Every journey to transformation begins with a single desire to become better than we are today. Desire is the seed of possibility, the spark of change. Every journey to transformation begins with a single desire to become better than we are today. That desire is the seed of possibility, the spark of change that whispers to us that there is more to life, more to who we are, than what we've experienced so far. It is that quiet yet powerful voice within that tells us we can rise beyond our current limitations, that we can break free from the patterns of the past, and that we can step into a version of ourselves that is not just new but extraordinary. Think about it. Where does this desire come from? It doesn't come from your circumstances or your external environment. It comes from within, from that part of you that knows you are meant for growth, expansion, and evolution. It's the same force that pushes a seed through the soil to become a tree, the same force that drives rivers to carve through mountains. This force is innate, universal, and unstoppable, and it exists in you. But too often, we ignore it. We bury it beneath layers of routine, self-doubt, and fear. We tell ourselves stories that keep us small, stories about who we think we are based on our past, rather than who we could become. The truth is, most of us live our lives in the shadow of our history. We wake up every day and think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and perform the same actions as the day before. We unknowingly recreate yesterday over and over again, believing this is just who we are. But that's not the real you. That's just a reflection of the past, a collection of habits, beliefs, and experiences that have shaped your current state of being. The real you, the you that is connected to that desire to get better, is limitless. It is unbound by the past, unrestricted by fear, and unafraid of the unknown. Desire is your compass. It points you toward your highest potential. But here's the secret: desire alone isn't enough. It's the starting point, yes, but desire without action is like a map without a journey. You have to fuel that desire with intention, and you have to combine intention with belief. You must believe that you are capable of more, that you are worthy of more, and that you are already becoming the person you aspire to be. Belief is the engine of transformation, and it starts with a simple choice, a choice to step into the unknown and trust that you will find your way. Now, stepping into the unknown can be uncomfortable. It can even feel terrifying because your brain and body are wired for survival, not growth. They crave familiarity, routine, and certainty. But growth and transformation only happen when you are willing to leave the shore of what you know and venture into the vast, uncharted waters of possibility. This is where the magic happens. This is where you stop being a product of your past and start becoming a creator of your future. When you listen to the desire to get better, you are aligning with a universal truth that life itself is constantly evolving, and you are a part of that evolution. You are not here to stay the same. You are here to grow, to expand, and to express the highest version of yourself. Every time you feel that pull to improve, to change, to rise, it's life itself calling you forward. It's a reminder that you are not your mistakes, your failures, or your limitations. You are a being of infinite potential, and the moment you decide to embrace that potential, you set into motion forces far greater than yourself. The beauty of desire is that it doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't ask you to have it all figured out. It simply asks you to start, to take one step, to choose one thought that feels just a little better, to take one action that aligns with your highest self. Because with each step, you are creating momentum. And as you move forward, the universe begins to respond. Doors you didn't even know existed will start to open. Opportunities will arise. People, ideas, and resources will flow into your life as if by magic. But it's not magic, it's alignment. It's the natural result of choosing to become better. So today I invite you to honor that desire within you. Listen to it. Nurture it. Let it guide you, not just today, but every day. Remember, transformation isn't about leaping to the finish line, it's about committing to the journey. It's about waking up each day and choosing to be just a little better than you were yesterday. And in doing so, you will not only change yourself, you will inspire others to do the same. Because when you ignite your desire to get better, you become a light in the world. And that light has the power to transform everything it touches. The desire to get better is not just a fleeting thought or a momentary wish, it's an essential part of who we are. Deep within us, there's an innate pull toward growth, a yearning to rise beyond what we've known and reach for something greater. This desire is universal, it transcends culture, age, and circumstance. It's what drives humanity forward, inspiring innovation, creativity, and transformation. And yet, so often, we suppress it. We let fear, doubt, or the comfort of the familiar keep us in a cycle of sameness, even though we know deep down that we are capable of more. Imagine what your life could look like if you fully embraced the desire to get better. Picture yourself not limited by the beliefs and habits that have held you back, but instead stepping into a version of yourself that feels empowered, purposeful, and alive. This isn't just a fantasy, it's a reality waiting for you to claim it. But to get there, you have to make a choice. You have to decide that the life you want is worth the effort it takes to create it. You have to be willing to let go of the excuses and step into a new level of responsibility for your own growth. What's stopping you? For most of us, it's not a lack of ability, but a lack of belief. We've been conditioned by our past, by our mistakes, and by the limitations others have placed on us. These stories, often repeated in our own minds, create an invisible barrier that keeps us from reaching our potential. But here's the truth: your past does not define you. It only defines who you've been, not who you can become. The moment you realize this, the moment you stop letting your history dictate your future, everything begins to change. Change is a process, and it starts in the mind. Every thought you think sends a signal to your brain, shaping your beliefs and influencing your actions. If you want to get better, you have to start thinking better. This means becoming aware of the negative, limiting thoughts that no longer serve you and replacing them with thoughts that inspire and uplift you. At first, this may feel unnatural. Your brain, like any muscle, has been trained to follow certain patterns. But with practice, you can rewire your mind, creating new pathways that align with the person you want to become. This process isn't just mental, it's emotional as well. To truly transform, you must feel the change before it happens. This means tapping into the emotions associated with your desired future: gratitude, joy, confidence, and love. These elevated emotions are the fuel that powers your transformation. When you combine clear intention with these emotions, you send a powerful signal to your brain and body that the change is already happening. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Of course, this journey requires courage. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. Growth is never comfortable because it challenges the status quo. It asks you to leave behind the familiar and embrace uncertainty. But in that uncertainty lies possibility. It's in the space where you don't have all the answers that you find your greatest strength, creativity, and resilience. Every time you take a step into the unknown, you expand your capacity to grow, and you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. The beauty of the desire to get better is that it doesn't demand perfection. It's not about doing everything right, it's about doing something. Even the smallest action, taken with intention, can create a ripple effect that leads to profound change. It's the daily choices, the thoughts you entertain, the actions you take, the way you show up for yourself and others that determine the trajectory of your life. With consistency, these small steps compound, leading to results that far exceed what you initially thought possible. When you honor your desire to get better, you're not just changing your life, you're contributing to something larger. Your growth has a ripple effect, inspiring those around you to believe in their own potential. You become a living example of what's possible, and your transformation becomes a source of hope and possibility for others. This is how we create a better world, not by waiting for someone else to change it, but by starting with ourselves. So what are you waiting for? The desire to get better is already within you. It's your compass, your guide, and your greatest ally. Listen to it. Trust it. Take the first step today, no matter how small. Because every step forward brings you closer to the life you're meant to live, a life of purpose, joy, and endless possibility. The journey won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And as you grow, you'll discover that the best version of yourself was waiting for you all along. The desire to get better is a universal force that exists within every one of us. It's that quiet yet persistent pull urging us to evolve, to rise, and to step into a version of ourselves that we know, deep down, is possible. This desire isn't something we create, it's something we uncover. It's always been there, waiting for us to recognize it and act on it. But too often, we allow the noise of the world, our fears, our doubts, and our perceived limitations to drown out that inner voice calling us to grow. Think for a moment about what it means to get better at. It doesn't necessarily mean becoming perfect or achieving some arbitrary standard set by society. It means improving upon where you are now. It means aligning your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the version of yourself that you aspire to be. It's not about comparison, it's about progress. And progress, no matter how small, is what leads to transformation. Each step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem, creates momentum. And with momentum, even the most ambitious goals become attainable. But why do so many of us resist this desire to grow? The answer lies in our attachment to the familiar. The human brain is designed to prioritize survival over growth. It's programmed to seek comfort, predictability, and safety, even when those things come at the expense of our potential. The patterns we've repeated day after day, year after year, become our identity. We start to believe that the way things are is the way they will always be. But this is an illusion. The truth is, you are not defined by your past or your habits. You are defined by the choices you make in this moment. And in every moment, you have the power to choose differently. Transformation begins the moment you decide to think differently about yourself and your life. Every thought you think creates a chemical reaction in your brain. Over time, repeated thoughts form neural pathways, shaping your beliefs, habits, and ultimately your reality. If you want to get better, you must first become aware of the thoughts that are holding you back. Are they rooted in fear, in self-doubt, in a sense of unworthiness? Whatever they are, know that they are not permanent. You can change them. And when you do, you begin to change everything. This process of change is not just mental, it's deeply emotional. To truly transform, you must connect to the feelings associated with the life you want to create. Think about the person you aspire to be. How do they feel? Confident? Grateful? Inspired? Start embodying those emotions now, even before you see the results. When you do, you're not just thinking about a better future, you're living it in the present. And this shift in energy is what draws new opportunities, experiences, and possibilities into your life. However, stepping into this new way of being requires courage. It requires you to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown. The unknown can feel uncomfortable because it challenges your current identity. But that discomfort is a sign of growth. It's a sign that you're breaking free from old patterns and creating space for something new. The truth is, growth and comfort cannot coexist. If you're committed to getting better, you must be willing to step into the discomfort of change, knowing that it's leading you towards something greater. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You don't need to have all the answers or achieve everything overnight. All you need is the willingness to take one step at a time. Maybe that step is adopting a new habit, letting go of a limiting belief, or simply choosing to think a more empowering thought. Whatever it is, trust that every step you take is moving you closer to your highest potential. And as you continue to take those steps, you'll begin to see evidence of your transformation. You'll notice changes in how you think, how you feel, and how you show up in the world. As you grow, you'll realize that the desire to get better is not just about personal transformation. It's about contribution. When you become the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your growth creates a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around you in ways you may never fully understand. This is how change spreads, not through grand gestures, but through individuals who commit to their own evolution and, in doing so, light the way for others. The desire to get better is a gift. It's a reminder that you are more than your circumstances, more than your past, and more than your fears. It's an invitation to step into a life of purpose, joy, and infinite possibility. So listen to that desire, trust it, act on it, and remember that every great journey begins with a single step. Take that step today and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The desire to get better is a fundamental part of what makes us human. It's the invisible force that drives us to learn, grow, and strive for something greater. No matter where you are in life or what you've experienced, that desire is always there, waiting to be acknowledged and acted upon. It may start as a whisper, a subtle longing for change or improvement, but when you listen to it and nurture it, it becomes a powerful voice that can reshape your entire reality. This desire is not just an abstract concept, it's the starting point for transformation, the foundation upon which all growth is built. What makes this desire so special is that it's uniquely personal. It's not about comparing yourself to others or trying to meet someone else's expectations. It's about tuning into what truly matters to you, what excites and inspires you, and using that as your guiding light. Too often, we get caught up in external definitions of success, chasing goals that aren't aligned with our deepest values. But real transformation happens when you tap into your authentic self, when you allow your inner truth to guide your actions. The desire to get better is your inner compass, pointing you toward a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful. Yet for many people, this desire remains dormant. It's not because they lack the ability or the potential to grow, it's because they've been conditioned to settle for less. Life has a way of teaching us to accept the status quo. We get comfortable in our routines, even when they no longer serve us. We convince ourselves that change is too hard, that it's too late, or that we don't have what it takes. These limiting beliefs act like chains, keeping us tied to the familiar and preventing us from stepping into our full potential. But here's the truth, those chains are an illusion. They only have power because we give it to them. The moment you decide to question them, to see them for what they really are, is the moment you begin to break free. Change begins with awareness. You can't improve what you're not aware of. Take a moment to look at your life honestly. What's working? What's not? Where are you holding yourself back? This isn't about judging yourself or feeling guilty. It's about shining a light on the areas where you've been settling so that you can start making different choices. When you do this, you may feel resistance. That's normal. The mind and body are creatures of habit, and they'll try to pull you back into old patterns. But you don't have to listen to them. You have the power to choose a new path, to think new thoughts, and to create a new reality. To get better, you have to believe it's possible. Belief is the engine of change. Without it, even the best strategies and intentions will fall flat. But when you believe in your ability to grow, when you truly feel that better is not only possible but inevitable, everything shifts. Your thoughts become aligned with your goals, your actions become purposeful, and your energy becomes magnetic. You start to attract the people, opportunities, and resources you need to move forward. It's not magic, it's alignment. It's the natural result of living in harmony with your true self. Of course, belief alone isn't enough. You have to take action. And this is where many people get stuck. They think they need to have the perfect plan or wait for the right moment. But the truth is, there's no such thing as the perfect time. The only time you have is now. Start where you are with what you have. Take one small step in the direction of your dreams. That step might seem insignificant, but it's not. Every step you take creates momentum, and momentum is what turns intentions into reality. The journey to getting better isn't about making huge leaps. It's about showing up every day and doing the work. As you continue to take those steps, you'll notice something incredible. You're not the same person you were when you started. You've grown. You've evolved. You've begun to embody the qualities and characteristics of the person you want to become. This is the magic of transformation. It's not just about achieving goals or checking boxes, it's about becoming. It's about stepping into a new version of yourself that feels more authentic, more aligned, and more alive. And as you grow, something even more profound happens. You start to inspire others. Your courage, your commitment, your willingness to embrace change, it has a ripple effect. People see what's possible through your example. They feel encouraged to pursue their own growth, to listen to their own desire to get better. This is how change spreads, not through force or persuasion, but through inspiration. The desire to get better is a gift. It's a sign that you're alive, that you're meant for more, that you're capable of incredible things. Honor that desire. Listen to it. Act on it. Remember that every great journey begins with a single step. Take that step today and trust that the path will unfold as you move forward. Your best self is not a distant dream. It's waiting for you to step into it. One choice, one thought, one action at a time. The desire to get better is more than a fleeting thought or a wishful hope. It is the very essence of who we are as human beings. It's an energy, a drive, a force within us that compels us to grow, to evolve, and to reach for more than we've ever known. This desire isn't random, it's purposeful. It's a call from your highest self, urging you to step beyond the boundaries of your current life and embrace the potential that has always been within you. No matter where you are right now, no matter what challenges you faced or mistakes you've made, this desire remains unshaken. It is your guiding light, a reminder that you are capable of becoming more. But often we hesitate to act on this desire. Why? Because the path to getting better isn't always clear, and it isn't always easy. Growth requires us to step out of our comfort zones, to face the unknown, and to confront the parts of ourselves that we'd rather ignore. It's easier to stay where we are, to convince ourselves that this is as good as it gets, or that change is too hard, too risky, or too uncertain. These are the stories we tell ourselves, and they keep us stuck. But they are just that, stories. And like any story, they can be rewritten. What if, instead of letting fear and doubt dictate your actions, you let your desire to get better guide you? What if you trusted that this desire is there for a reason, that it's not just a hope, but a sign of what's possible for you? The truth is, the moment you decide to believe in your potential, everything begins to shift. Your thoughts become clearer, your energy becomes stronger, and you start to see opportunities where before you saw only obstacles. This is the power of belief. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to see those challenges as stepping stones, not barriers. Getting better starts with a decision. It's a commitment to yourself and to the life you want to create. It doesn't mean you have to have all the answers right now. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect or have everything figured out. It simply means taking the first step, and then the next. One small action at a time, one choice after another, you begin to create momentum. You begin to build a new version of yourself, one that is stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. This process requires both intention and consistency. You can't just hope for change, you have to actively create it. This means becoming aware of your thoughts and habits and asking yourself if they align with the person you want to become. Are your daily actions moving you closer to your goals, or are they keeping you stuck in the same patterns? Awareness is the first step toward change, because you can't change what you don't recognize. Once you're aware, you have the power to make different choices, to think different thoughts, and to take different actions. It's important to understand that the journey to getting better is not linear. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt. But these moments are not failures, they are opportunities for growth. Every challenge you face is a chance to learn, to strengthen your resolve, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more. Growth doesn't happen in spite of adversity, it happens because of it. The obstacles you encounter are not there to stop you, they are there to prepare you for the next level of your journey. As you continue on this path, you'll begin to notice a shift, not just in your external circumstances, but in who you are at your core. You'll find yourself thinking differently, feeling differently, and showing up in the world in a way that feels more authentic and empowered. This is the essence of transformation. It's not about achieving a specific goal or reaching a final destination. It's about becoming. It's about stepping into the fullest expression of who you are and who you're meant to be. And as you grow, you'll realize that this journey is about more than just yourself. The desire to get better is contagious. When you commit to your own growth, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage, your persistence, and your willingness to embrace change create a ripple effect that extends far beyond you. You become a source of light, a beacon of possibility, and a reminder to others that they too are capable of incredible things. The desire to get better is a gift. It's a reminder that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your limitations. You are defined by the choices you make today and every day moving forward. So choose to listen to that desire. Choose to honor it. Choose to act on it. Because when you do, you step into a life that is not just better, it's extraordinary. And that life is waiting for you right now to take the first step.